Dan lewatin kayak banyak-banyak arsip gitu. Guys, ayo naik sini. Lihat deh, jalannya nih sempit banget, sumpah. Ini masih ke bawah lagi dari tadi. Ini ada tanahnya tuh, literally kayak goa, anjir.
Shells are these. These here. This one is a big certification. Shells.
Guys, kuburan. Guys, kita sekarang udah di kota ketiga dan kita bakal nyoba wine tasting juga di kota ini. Kita ada di rumahnya. Nama kotanya mirip sama kota pertama. Kalau kota pertama namanya Montepulciano, kalau ini Montepulciano. Guys, lihat deh pemandangan di bawah. Kita di atas bukit, tuh kayak gini. Wah, gila. Menurutku dari 3 kota yang kita kunjungin hari ini, Pienza emang paling cakep sih, paling romantis. Cuman di sini, ini yang paling adem. Gila, enak banget jalan-jalan di sini. Kayak anginnya, apanya semua adem sih. Mungkin karena tadi pas kita di Pienza itu bener-bener tengah hari ya. Kayak literally matahari itu di atas kita gitu. Kayak panas banget. Guys, di belakangku ini merupakan katedral dari kota Montepulciano. Nah, gereja ini katedral tapi cuma dari batu bata doang. Ya, begitulah tipikalnya kota-kota yang bergaya Renaissance. Cukup minimalis dan megah. Tapi kelihatannya tetap keren ya. Kayak masih romantis-romantis gitu, kayak zaman-zaman pertengahan. Beda sama Jerman, di sini lebih gimana ya? Lebih artsy, lebih keren. Dan di sebelahnya nih ada tower. Ini bakal backlight banget sih, tapi ya kayak gini towernya. Buat bunyi lonceng kalau misalnya ada jam 12, kayak tadi bakal bunyi loncengnya. Guys, ini ada sumur gede banget. Tuh, lihat deh. Bayangin dengan ukuran aku dengan ukuran sumurnya. Ini gimana orang ngangkatnya, gila. Gila. Gede banget nih sumur. Sumur apa kolam renang, gede banget dah. Tapi lihat deh, ini bedanya zaman Renaissance. Gak perlu diapa-apain, tapi cakep, kayak cakepnya itu effortless gitu loh. Wow. Mau pergi ke teras towernya dan lewatin kayak banyak-banyak arsip gitu. Gila, keren banget. Nih, kayaknya arsip kota ini deh. Oke, yuk naik. Guys, ayo naik sini. Lihat deh, jalannya nih sempit banget, sumpah. Cuma bisa buat 1 orang doang. Wah, ayo. Naik ke atas. Sini. Guys, dan kita sekarang udah di terasnya. Tara. Wah, gila. Kita bisa ngelihat kota Montepulciano dari sini. Udah, lihat deh guys. Ini tadi alun-alun kotanya. Wow. Ini aku harus kantongin kamera biar nggak kenapa-kenapa. Kayak kalian lihat nih, wah, kita bisa ngeliat kota-kotanya di dalam square-nya. Wah, gila sih. Guys, kita ke tempat winery tasting wine yang terakhir. Namanya Talosa. Oke, yuk guys. Guys, kita ke winery-nya. Dan itu jauh banget di dalam tanah. Gila. Masih ke bawah lagi dari tadi. Ini ada tanahnya tuh, literally kayak goa, anjir. Gila. Ini dalam banget, coy. Nggak bohong. Literally ini oke. Aku tahu sih kenapa. Soalnya di bawahnya dingin banget loh. Padahal di atas tuh panas. Kayak 30 derajat hari ini. Di dalam tuh dingin. Dan ini tempat wine-nya. Kecium barelnya. Barel oaknya. Gila sih, dingin banget sumpah di bawah.
So as you can see from upstairs going downstairs, in the steps there is a big block of rock. So basically the cellar at the beginning it was a cave from Etruscans. You know Etruscans? Population before Romans, so we're talking about more than 2,000, 3,000 years ago about the cave. Then the family of Montepulciano, during the 14th, 15th century they found the cave. They're restyling the cave with the Rinascimento architecture, using this brick, making the vault like this. And they were using the cellar at the beginning as a natural fridge. Till the temperature is quite chill. We have a temperature of 14 degrees Celsius, which is about 56, 58 Fahrenheit, and 80-85% of humidity, which these conditions are the perfect condition to age stuff, like they start to age salami and cheeses, for example, but then they also understood that the temperature was perfect for the wine, and then slowly it's become a winery in the history. Then we have 8 of these bigger pallet in my back, these ones. These are the bigger one that we're having, they're also the older one that we're having. They're from the 1972, which is the year when we start the business. Capacity of this barrel is 11,500 liters. You take it off roughly 15,000 bottles from one barrel like this. Total production during the year instead is about 90,000, 100,000 bottles per year. We have small medium as a wine. Two type of oak in the cellar. This one is oak from Croatia. The one with the red ring in the bottom of the cellar instead is always oak, but is from France. And the difference is about the texture of the wood. The French one is very large in texture, it's very porous, it breathes better, we get more air and more faster, and this process helps the wine to become a little bit more smoother and more round. So work very well on the tannin, on the acidity, smoother over your wine. The Croatian wine instead is the opposite. The texture is very tiny, micro-oxygenation, the wood breathes anyway, but less faster. Let's say this oak, it doesn't work very well on the acidity, and the tannin is not a defect, it doesn't smooth very well your wine. It's not a defect, but it's just a characteristic of the wood. So depending on the winemaker, what you're gonna get, it can play with the different type of wood. Million years ago, most of the Italy was under the water, especially the coast. Also this area, Valdicana, Valdoscia, was completely deep in the water. When we get in here, on top of our heads, you're gonna see a big stratification of fossils, seashells, clam, mussel, from 5 million years ago. Then we're gonna pass through the tunnel. The tunnel is being made always from the family of Montepulciano, always during the Second World War, because they were trying to make a bunker to prepare themselves in case they were dropping bombs. So they dug this tunnel, they arrived until the end, they found instead an Etruscan tomb of the 6th century before Christ. Now we're gonna have a quick look inside, then we're coming back, our tasting room is here. On the table you will see there is some bruschetta with our olive oil and then 3 types of cheese, too much with the 3 types of wine. You know, eat the cheese first because otherwise we don't match with it. Okay, I'll show you this, the tomb and then we're coming back. Shells are these. These here. This one is a big certification of shells. Then tunnel you can pass through, please. The shell are on top of the hand, like these.
This is fun.
Careful. Wow. Dan ini masih ada lagi ke bawah. Jadi katanya ya buat jadi bunker gitu. Tapi sekarang udah jadi tempat wine. Itu kali ya, ini dulu di bawah air. Makanya ada seashells, ada terumbu karang. Guys, kuburan.
Well, Montepulciano is not a table wine because the quality is much higher than a table wine, but for the characteristics of the Granelli, it can be used as a liquid wine if you like. Also wine for aperitifs, it's the yield of the wine, what to say, the florality, the fruitiness and also the acidity. We don't use the wood because the wood gonna over the spiciness, too much the florality of the fruit. Instead, the still tank is a neutral container that doesn't release anything to the wine, but just keep the wine like as that better, let's say the florality, fruitiness and also the acidity. So lighter, easy to drink, not too complex. This one is also the concept by the Rosso.
Nyobain ini kejunya. Katanya harus coba yang warna merah.
Mostly South America, Mexico.
Baunya fruity sih. Dia bilang nih wine-nya wine Rosso, emang light dan bisa buat minum sehari-hari.
You do like a lot of the budgeting and spreadsheets?
Lumayan strong ya dia flavornya. Ini lumayan kering, terasa di tenggorokan. Tapi kejunya enak sih.
I think we just gotta like go above the world and back down.
So right now we have Fayetteville, which is northwestern Vermont, where like the University of Arkansas.
Then, 2 years of aging process, we split into 1 year in small barrel, and we start from the other cellar using Tournon, which is a barrel of 500 liters, and we're using a barrel that has been used many times, at least 4, 5, even 6 times. In this way, the wood is not going to be so aggressive. We want to get away from it, but not so aggressive. The last year, we blend from the smaller, we bring the wine back and we age the bigger one, the first one that actually the job of the big barrel is basically to age the wine another year, but the most important job is homogenize and balance better. If you try the wine from the small barrel at the beginning, the one is the same. Barrel per barrel, they're never going to be exactly the same color and taste. So when you blend them together, you have a mass of wine that is not balanced yet. The bigger one is homogenized and balance the wine. 6 months in the bottle, then the wine is ready. Okay. The is an question you everything, and the cheese is the one with the black around the middle one.
Guys, ini nyobain wine yang kedua. Nama wine-nya Nobile. Dari mereknya Talosa ya. Baunya soft sih. Kurang nggak seberapa minty dan juga nggak seberapa herby. Oke, ya kita coba deh rasanya. Oh, it's quite strong. Yeah. Lebih strong sih dia. Soft, tapi alkoholnya lumayan strong. Dan kita pair dengan cheese yang belakangnya warna hitam.
If you think about the water reserve, If I have like 5 liters of wine, I reserve 2 liters. Longer, dai, soltanto longer. Bravo, orange. Aging process. Aging process, io che tanto se devi usare glass dopo glass. Visto il size, Allora, let's say this, con the one reserve, okay, for the Italian law and also for the law for the rules, let's say for this team, we have to age the wine at least an extra year more compared to the aging process of your standard. Yeah. Allora, the standard is the other one, e dopo il Montepulciano we see how many years we age. So the reserve will be how many years? Wait, got me. 3 years. Because they don't age to it. So the aging process of your standard plus 1, so that means 2 plus 1. 3. Amazing, no? This is a rule for the reserve us. I mean, whatever it is, you know, the aging process of the basic one, you automatically will also the aging process of the reserve because you need 1 year.
Guys, ini baunya lebih fruity. Lebih aromatik. Coba kita rasain ya. Oh man. Ini sih paling soft sih. Nggak ada sekali pas diteguk itu langsung masuk aja. Nggak ada gimana kalau wine yang sebelumnya, 2 wine sebelumnya tuh kayak kerasa strong banget. Kayak kerasa banget alkoholnya. Kalau ini kayak kerasa minum air gitu.
It's so much easier to tell when you're pouring in here. Like the part to pull out just like you
Oh.
Yeah, it's just top of the pond, not a.
Dan kita makan cheese yang belakangnya warna kuning. It's okay. Emang cocok sih, cheese sama anggur. Gila, nih wine ketiga nih wine yang paling soft sih dari tadi pagi kita ikut tour. Ini wine yang paling enak. Mamma mia, enak banget.